Aurea McGarry again, coming to you from my show, Get Celebritized, where I help bring the amazing guests to you to help you earn more so you can live more, a big, audacious, wonderful, juicy life, and give more. Because we all know we have our favorite causes and charities and people in need that we want to be able to help and give back to. So sometimes I have on a nonprofit to introduce you to some good people doing great things like that in the philanthropic world. Other times, successful entrepreneurs. Other times, celebrities. You never know who's going to come on this show with me. And today is no exception from a phenomenal woman today that is in the entertainment career industry. She is hot. She is amazing. I'm so excited to introduce you to April Diamond. And her name is so fitting. April Diamond is a Billboard recording artist. She's a TV influencer and host of Live with April Diamond. You're going to want to look her up. She has the most gorgeous voice. She's a recording artist in her own right. And she's going to talk a little bit about what's happening with the Grammy. So stay tuned. And she's also had a #1 single on national radio, and she is a soon-to-be, in October 2023, TEDx speaker. Without any further ado, April, get on up here. Come on down to the stage. April,
hi. Woo! Thank you so much. Oh, you're so much fun, Aurea. I love watching your show. So I feel honored to be here. I thank you so much. This is so much fun.
Oh, well, we've only just begun, and you are going to be part of the fun today, April. I follow you on social media. I'm going to put your Instagram right up right now because it's Instagram, April Diamond Music. You've got a great Instagram feed. You are always on red carpets. You're behind the stage. You're recording. You're doing all the things in music, and you've got new songs coming out. So tell us right now, there's some buzz going on about a Grammy or something. Talk to us about what you're into now and what this Grammy buzz is all about.
There's this is the season where the Grammy community begins to receive their ballots, and we start considering each other's submissions. It's called FYC, for your consideration. So I have a brand new single out called I Got a Secret, and that right now is doing really well on Spotify, and it's up on SoundCloud and all the other streaming platforms. And it's my submission for your Grammy consideration. So for my Grammy family out there, please listen to the song and consider me for the category that is listed there as. It's incredible to be in the space where people are considering your music for that high of an honor. So I'm really excited and grateful. And it's been an incredible ride. And it keeps on, going further. And I love the music. I love the people. I love everything about it. The experiences, the difficulties, the great times. I like all of it.
April, you're giving people such a hope right out of the bat, right out of the gate right now, where here you are, a singer, a recording artist, and you're talking about potential Grammy, which is the ultimate summit, just like TV. The Emmys is for TV, the Oscars is for movies. There's nothing higher than a Grammy Award in this industry. So talk to us, for those watching and listening, that are trying to achieve a dream, whatever their career may be. They're trying to get to that next level, or that little girl or little boy dream of, gosh, I really want to win a Pulitzer Prize, or I really want to be Realtor of the Year, or there's just something big on their horizon. Talk to us about some of the things you've done to even be in consideration for the highest award in your industry, and how they can take that maybe and put it into their career life.
Yeah. I think it's, when you're looking at something that is bigger than yourself and bigger than where you see you can even be, it's overwhelming at first. You start working your way up into that industry, and you do all the steps, and you have the incredible team, and you build the team, and you're building it every day. It just seems overwhelming. It's just such an incredible challenge. But as you continue to climb, and put your best work forward, you run into the correct people that come into your tribe to help lift you up. And there's one thing that I could not ever do, is I couldn't do this without my tribe, without my producers at Del Oro Music, without my stylist, without incredible people that, want to see me succeed and make me look fabulous and enable me to do the thing I love to do. So it's a combination of, you've got to walk out everything. If you're constantly looking at the hill that you have to climb, it can be overwhelming. But if you're doing something every day, you keep walking, you keep going, and the weeks and months roll by, and sometimes the years roll by. And
Yeah,
but
and that's okay.
keep doing what
This
you're
doesn't
doing.
get rich quick.
You're going to see it. You're going to see it.
I love what you're saying. It takes a village, takes a team, and
Yeah.
it takes consistency and eating that elephant one bite at a time. We all know anybody that has any kind of success, no matter what industry it is, they are not overnight successes. Everybody has a journey leading up to it. And most people stop maybe right before that big break, or they stop way before they ever just keep on going. And it's that tenacity and that never quitting that makes the winners for sure. We always think, oh, it's who you know or where you live. But there's a combination, I believe, but just can't quit. Keep on going. So was this always your little girl dream?
I think so. I think and I say that because I always looked at it as I'm going to do what I love to do and see how far I can take it. And I thought to myself, if I don't make it all the way, that's okay. Let me just, let me make some recordings. Let me have some songs produced. Let me work with the producer. Let me make some music. Let me make a video. Let me see how far that goes. And now I want to say that it will go as far as you want it to go. But there's going to come a time where, as my grandma used to say, the rubber meets the road, where you got to go all in with everything that you've got, and people around you are going, you're really spending a lot of time and effort and funds and everything on these things. Are you sure that that's going to work? Are you sure? Are you sure? And there's lots of, I want to say, I don't want to call them doubters or naysayers, but there are people, realistic people around you that care about you, and they want to make sure you're making the right decision. So when you're in the entertainment business, or you're chasing a dream or a business or something that you want to do that's beyond yourself and your little hometown, you got to know in your heart, this is what I want and this is what I'm going to do. And that's the thing that drives you. For me, it's like praying, and I ask God, and I'm like, okay, God, this is what I'm going to do. And if you don't want me to do it, then show me, bring me the people, open another door, shut this door, whatever it is. And that's what I follow. It's like I follow the arrows,
I did the same thing where it's like, Lord, this is meant to be, open the door. If not, close it, shut it. Don't let me walk through it. Right. Sometimes we need to learn lessons. Many times we fail forward to success, and they're not failures, they're learning experiences that we need to experience before we actually do get to that bigger success moment. And that's okay. So I think if we stay very, wise and pray for that wisdom, but you're also doing something that's very important that many people don't take this step, and you're doing it. I've done it. A lot of the successful people, I think all successful people have done this. And you're taking in your knowledge, you're learning your craft, you're learning your industry, but you're taking action. What do you find that people don't do? Like when they feel like they're being busy, but they're not being productive. They feel like they're working all the time, but they're not willing to make those calls they need to make to get in front of the right people, the agents, their next client, that sales call. Whether you're selling yourself as an entertainer or yourself as a realtor, you've got to make those calls. What is your experience when people don't make those connections and they go years feeling like they're busy, but why aren't they being successful?
Because you can be busy with other things. There's so much in life that can keep you busy. You can be busy, distracted doing household chores. You can be busy visiting with neighbors and friends and things like that. And you don't structure your time and make yourself make those phone calls and make those interviews and make that conversation. And sometimes you have to have hard conversations, and you're like, I know when I call this person, I'm going to hear about it, and I just don't want to deal with it. And I know that, and I say, look, you've avoided it for the last week or 2 weeks or even a month. When are you going to take care of it? Because that's the next big step to go forward. And so I think what it is you got to know that when you're uncomfortable, and it's really fear, we're kind of afraid. We know these other things need to get done. This one thing is the thing that's going to make a difference. This is the thing that's going to open the door to the next level. And I want to get there faster. So get comfortable with being uncomfortable, make the hard decisions, have the hard conversations, and pick up the phone. And even if you just sit on the phone and go, hello, now, what do we need to do? Just do it. And it's not going to be perfect, and it's going to be messy sometimes, but you're going to find that when you finally do, it's not going to be as bad as you thought. And honestly, even if it is, the outcome is progress. It's always progress.
And, especially like in this country, if you get to know, it's not the end of the world. There's so much other places where it is a life and death daily life that people walk in other countries that, they're surviving for their life. We're really kind of like afraid of a no. Get a no. We used to, make a game out of getting as many no's as we can in a day when I did sales. make sales call. See who can get to 25 no's first. Before you barely get to 5 calls and you get to yes. So have fun, play games with that. So tell us, Grammys aside, of course, we're wishing you all the best of luck. Sorry, we're not on the voting for that. I do judge for Grammys, but not the Grammys. So I'm praying. So aside from that, tell us how you make your living working your gift, because so many people watching have this gift and they're wondering, how do they get paid to be a speaker or get paid to be, a motivational coach or something? They're an entrepreneur and they're feeling, how do I get paid to be in this industry? And you actually have a career, whether it's the Grammy comes or not. You're in this and you have a business. Talk to us about how they can make that happen.
Yeah, so in the music business, there's opportunities to put your music up for streaming. You stream your music and, that's an opportunity to make an income. There's other things online on social media, when you get brand situations where they help you out. It's a combination of a lot of different things.
Are you a coach?
Etc. Pardon?
Are you a vocal coach as well?
Yes, I'm a vocal coach as well. So that's the other thing. I've been doing that while I'm recording and working on the albums for a long time. And that's actually very rewarding. The vocal coaching part has been very rewarding, and I can see how it's built my tribe. And it's also made me a better singer, honestly. Being a vocal coach, helping other people has helped me because I have to stay on my game, right? So I've been doing that, and I have a book I have a couple books actually about that are going to be coming out very soon. And then I recently got nominated for a TED Talk. Thank you, Rachel Weaver. Let me put a little plug in for our favorite girl. Love her.
Yeah, talk to us about what you're hoping to come of the TEDx stage and that platform. Why a singer, recording artist, is going on the TEDx stage? Because I know TEDx, being one myself, is all about sharing ideas. So talk to us a little bit about why what you're hoping that'll do for your career and your business, and what idea you're going to share with us without giving us it all away.
Yes. So I felt like that I've always dreamed of doing it because I feel like I had some information for people that use their voice, because voice is where my, singing and speaking and everything, making sound, especially being a singer. But I feel like that there are ways you can use your voice to empower yourself and to do more. And, that old thing, that old percentage or whatever that was saying was about public speaking is up there with the fear of death or something.
Yeah, paying taxes, yes.
Yeah, paying taxes. There you go.
People rather pay taxes or die than speak.
Or something, yeah. So I feel like that. And I know what it feels like to feel fear and stand up in front of a crowd. I'm actually, I started off as an introverted extrovert, if that makes sense, right? And I was afraid. And so I said, look, you can't be afraid of everything your whole life, and you want to do what you love to do. You're going to have to do that afraid. So I learned how to use my voice, and I got educated. I got my degrees in college and all that to be a singer. And then I passed the information on. And what I found is that how it empowered people was so profound. They would come back and thank me and say, thank you for teaching me that. Now I can do things I would never have done before. Now I'm not afraid to have a conversation. Now I'm not afraid to get up on a stage and sing a song, And I was like, wow, that really made a difference. It's the confidence and the belief in yourself. It's all of that. And, we're going to get criticized. And it's just the world that we live in. So we have to learn to insulate ourselves and know who we are. So I felt like I had some knowledge that I would like to impart to the world, about that. And I want people to know a little bit more about this. And I want a user-friendly approach to using our voice. We all have a voice. We all have a song or a thing to say to the world. And I think we should sing it and tell it.
April, this is such a great conversation because I think my story that in 1999, they took out my vocal cord nerve and told me I'd never speak again.
Your story is incredible. Incredible.
It goes with your story that I didn't know until after that was removed, that having a voice and having something to say is a gift. And it became my career after that fact. And I didn't realize that my speaking was a gift to the world, because that's when I promised God I would be the voice for nonprofits, the voice for good news. I'm always looking for the talent, always looking for, I was in acting and all that, wanted to make my living there. But when that wonderful idea happened, after the fact, that it can be simple as your voice can change the world, change your career, whether you're doing it as spoken word, speaking, motivational speaker, a TEDx, a singer, a poet, somebody that's just speaking in your industry, a teacher. There's so many ways. All of our voices matter. And I love social media for that fact. We're all able to get into the game and share our expertise, our knowledge, our wit, our humor, our comedy, whatever it is that you have for the world. That matters. And even if it's sign language and you can't speak, utilize in whatever way you want to get your message out to the world is so important. And I love that you're doing TEDx. Do you have a title for the TEDx yet?
I do, but I'm not allowed to say it yet because
I can't wait. Tell us how we can, I know we go to the TEDx platform, and it'll be there after a couple of weeks, but is it going to be a live event, and where is it? And is it going to be on your website where people can actually come and see it in person?
It is not a live event. It is recorded in the TEDx studios in St. George, Utah.
Nice.
So I will be traveling there in a couple weeks and joining a couple of the other TED Talkers. And it's very exciting. Going to meet some other professionals in their field, tremendous people who have such knowledge and are such wonderful, kind people. I can't wait to meet them. It's my first experience. I feel like I have maybe a couple more TED Talks. Who knows? I'm sure you've done it and probably done it a few times.
No, I've only done it once, and it is a great experience. It's a different platform than anybody will ever experience, because it's not motivational. It's not like that inspiration, or that it's definitely not pitching. It's sharing of ideas. And when I teach my masterclass to TV podcasters, one of the things I use as an example is the TEDx and the TED Talk podcast, because it's about their mantra, their mission statement, if you look it up, is sharing of ideas.
Yeah.
And it's so different than any other one that's got so many rules on it, like you'll find out, but you become part of this amazing family of TEDx and or TED Talk speakers. And it's so well done. And if we run our business, if we could take that out of their playbook, running our business the way you do, they know their mission statement, they know what they want, they know what they don't want. We followed their rules. Why? Because they asked us to. It's just really well laid out, and it's been going strong for so long. It's done with excellence, without apologies. So there's a lot we can learn. We should do like a masterclass on how TEDx is so successful and some of the reasons why they are, because they've got a lot of, and their TEDx events are not profit making. It's not about making profit on the events, and people still host them, even though it's a huge amount of work for the host, but they do it with honor, because it's such a privilege to have that TEDx license to host these events.
Yeah, it's great. It's a tremendous group of people, and it's helped and encouraged me to finish up my book and focus more on what I want to say in my first book. But it's an honor. It's a great opportunity, and any opportunity that I can reach out to the world, and just like my music, I like to sing and make songs that are family friendly, but also fun pop songs that you can sing along in the car. So when I Got the Music in Me came out, because it's a remake from that 1974 hit, Kiki D hit, I Got the Music in Me, the radio stations picked it right up, and I, infused a high school show choir in there to just add another level of energy to it, and it was tremendous. The response was so good that they still play that song on those radio stations to this day. So you're probably hearing I Got the Music in Me in different markets around the country.
Right.
But I like that it brings everyone together, because the other thing too about music and about why I tell the stories, like the song I Got a Secret, that's FYC for your Grammy consideration, is that sometimes we have a secret and something inside of us that we've held for a long time. And then you're like, okay, I'm going to tell everybody, and everybody's going to be like, tell what? What secret? We've all got something. And so it's that energy, it's that moment where you get to tell somebody the truth, tell somebody, this is how I've always felt about you. Mm-hmm. And I think that people can relate to that. And I Got the Music in Me is special to my heart. And it always will be. And I think it's because everyone gets to come to the party. Everyone has some music in them. Everyone's musical. And when people come to me and say, April, I'm not musical, I'm like, yes, you are. If you sing along to the radio, or if you've ever hummed a melody or played around on the piano, you got music in you. Everyone's got the music in them somewhere. We all get to come to the party, and that's why I love it.
That's so cool. And you're talking about singing and making a remake. I got an industry question for you. One of my daughters, Angelica, she's a singer too. She doesn't do it for a living, but beautiful singer, did American Idol, all the things.
Nice.
And she sang at my TEDx. So she was one of the musical. I think she was the only singer. There was another musical band that was on the stage, and she came on and she sang right before I went on the stage. That probably wasn't the best thing because I was all choking up. There's my daughter singing her heart out. She's just got this most beautiful voice on the TEDx stage. But then you've got to get rights to these songs in order to have it play.
Yes.
So when you say you made a remake of something, what does that look like? We know you can't just go and remake somebody's song. So what does it take to get permission? How does that work? Because I always wondered, how does it work to do a remake of something or getting the rights to work with a song or remake a song?
Well, make sure you consult professionals on getting the proper licenses, because there are different licenses for streaming the song, like putting it up on a Spotify playlist or putting it up on YouTube if you make a video for it. There are certain licenses, and you can find them if you do a little research online and just Google search. I think some of them, they're called like sync licenses and a couple other things. But I would suggest consulting like an entertainment lawyer and finding out exactly how that works. But there are licenses. I think sometimes people think that they can just put remix up on YouTube and they're okay, but the laws are such that you can't do that. So beware.
There's principles. I know that.
Yeah.
You actually did a remake of something. So did you partner with, Kiki that did the original, or do you just get a license to remix it? Do they get a percentage of everything that you do because of it?
You get a license to remake the song and stream it, and then you get a separate license to make a video. So yeah, there's different ones. So if you check with some professionals, they'll tell you exactly what you can do. But yeah, a lot of people reference Justin Bieber and how he did what he did on YouTube, and you can't really do that anymore. So
when he was singing, he got discovered.
All those remakes, yeah, it's safer to write your own music or sing and record your own stuff and then consult somebody to find out, what you need to do. But there are definitely laws to protect the people that write the music. So
that's a really good point, because I see people on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, that are musicians and they're singing cover songs. Do they have to get permission for that, just to sing a song on their Instagram or their TikTok? Are they getting permission for that? Because I know it would be taken down.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they are, but the laws that are in place will.
Yeah. Because then you see people like Pink and other people that are, say great job because maybe they sang one of their songs. I'm like, I think get permission to do that. But you're right. They probably have their own lawyers or figure it out. So there's a will, there's a way. I'm just big on making sure you get the right permission, because nobody wants to be shut down. Nobody wants to lose their songs. So
that's it.
So moving forward, April,
yeah,
you're up for the Grammy. You're about to go for the TEDx. What is next for you after this? You got your book coming out. What is next for you? How can people get a hold of you? Let's say somebody's listening or watching and they want to talk about maybe hiring you as their vocal coach, or, find out more about where you singing next. Talk to us about how people can engage with you moving forward.
Yeah, well, the best place to engage with me is to come over to Instagram at April Diamond Music, because I'm live there at least every other day. And then I bring on guests, which I need to have you on again, because me and you need to have a chat there. Yes,
we do. That was fun. Remember we did that last time. It was cool.
Yeah, that was fun. This time I'll collaborate with you.
Perfect. You have a lot of followers over there. How many followers do you have now on Instagram?
Yeah, I have a great follower family that's over 300K, and it's growing all the time. But I feel like that it grows because people see that I enjoy engaging with, you obviously can't get to know every single person, but I have my regular super fans that are always coming on. And, I love that. And I call it my follower family because they really are, they mean a lot to me, and I want to get on there. And then I started the Diamond Lifestyle Tips. So when I go on Instagram, I did it the other day, but those Diamond Lifestyle Tips are just tips about life and, making good decisions, how to overcome fear, just from my own personal experience and things like that. And I've gotten a really good reception from that. And it's on my YouTube channel at April Diamond Official and on TikTok at I'm April Diamond. But I think that life experience is important to share on the way, to your dreams, that kind of thing. And I feel like that if I can bring other people with me and encourage them and get them to follow their dreams and push through, then I'm doing my job and I'm doing my part, because it's, I feel like I like to have that kind of purpose. I love the music, and I do have an album coming out very soon, sometime in the first quarter of next year. there after January, we will have a full album. Woohoo! And yeah, so we're working on that, and we might even have a Christmas song coming out soon. But
Oh,
yeah, so making music will always be the thing that I love to do, but I'll always be, you know, directing singers. And I think the next thing for me in the future will be, in addition to an album and a tour that's coming, is I would like to next year start making them an artist where I can start helping the next gen of recording artists, you know, help them with some of the knowledge that I have and help them move forward with their dreams too. So that's definitely one of my motivations to do this. And We Are One Concerts, the nonprofit organization. And then one other one is, I love the dogs, so I'm always like posting the red listed dogs in the dog shelters. I know everyone's like, every day, April, the dogs. I'm like, I love them.
yeah, keep doing that. I'm the same way. I love the dogs, love the animals.
I love the dogs.
I'm always posting something furry on my Instagram or somewhere. And people like to get to know us as whatever we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, see, you know, I do podcasting, TV, all that stuff. You do singing, all that. That's right. But it's nice we bring in some of our personality. Like we love dogs, some people love gardening, some people love cooking. I think that's important for them to get to know us, you know, and sprinkle that in there. It makes us relatable, which we are, you know, and whether we're showing our family or whatever, it just shows real people. Because I'm looking at your Instagram right now. You have 312,000 followers, and people would kill for 10,000 followers or 50,000 followers. You've got a great base. And when I look at your Instagram as well, you know, I can look at any one of the posts, and you get 12,000, 13,000 views. So these are real people. These are people engaging with you. It's not like there's 300,000 followers and you get 1 like or 2 views.
Yeah.
You said something to me I want people to hear, because something we all, you know, probably have in common. We always want to build our social media no matter what your industry is. So with this earning more and living more, with all these followers you have, you said something I want to make sure everybody hears. You go live about every other day. I have heard that is great for the algorithms. We know that's great with like TikTok, whatever. So you're on Instagram and you're live every other day. Give us some tips on what that looks like when people are saying, okay, go live. What do I do? So think of any career industry, any person has any business. What say you about going live every day, and how do you kind of maneuver that?
So I think you have to do, there's a mindset shift that has to happen when you go live every day. The little things that you do and the way that you do things and your interests and conversations that you have with friends and family, if you break that down to concepts and different subjects, even if it's like 2-3 minutes, 5-minute little segments, that's a reel or that's a post. Right. And I think that people overthink it and think there needs to be something more grandiose or something bigger that needs to be.
Or they have to sing. They're probably sure April can go live. She can sing. Well, what about those of us who don't sing and we want to go live? What are people kind of like they rather eat a bug or pay taxes or die than go live on something?
I mean, sometimes I just have a video of me walking upstairs going, "Ooh, this is where I'm going," or "Hey, this water tastes good," or "This is my favorite meal." In fact, my next round of Diamond Lifestyle tips is going to be the stuff that I eat, because people ask me like, how do you learn food? How do you manage your diet? Like, people ask me stuff like that all the time. So I'm going to do some Diamond Lifestyle tips on that. But every little thing people are interested in, because you are the new social media, in my opinion, is the new TV. You know, we're watching what other people are doing in their lives because we want to have some ideas, you know, we want to see what's going on. Yeah.
I like to see where people are, because I have a TV show on my network, and she lives in London. I'm like, Vanessa, you need to just walk around where you are. I want to see. I want to see what the neighborhood looks like on your street, you know, in London. And it's because it's so different from where I am. I said, get out there with your phone and give me a 360. I mean, to her, she's there every day. It's nothing. But all of us live somewhere where other people would love to see. Not that you have to show your street number, your address, but everywhere you are, whether you're in a mall, there's people that never been to a big fancy mall, Rodeo Drive or anywhere. Show where you are to say, I'm here, and have that conversation. But I also like, which is such a great tip, is to collaborate and go live together with people like you and I, April. We've coordinated. Let's go live together. And that makes it user friendly. If you're scared to go live on your own, grab a friend. It doesn't have to be a celebrity friend. Just grab another friend and go live
conversation.
Together. What's the time length for live? Should it be 10 minutes, 15, 30? What's a really good algorithm for the time length to go live on Instagram?
I kind of talk until I'm done, but everyone kind of expects that from me now. Sometimes it's, 15, 20 minutes. I think the timeline can be somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes, I think. And I think even the 2 minute, like making 2-minute reels of like pictures and life and things like that, or maybe a minute or 30 seconds for like TikTok and things like that, where you can scroll through, although TikTok is going longer. But you can make reels of, your favorite pictures and whatever you want to put on there. There's all kinds of posts you can do. So I think it's a matter of just, it's a lot of work, because I think we all have content in our phone that we don't realize. And if we just reorganize it and put it up there, we have more than we think. But for me,
a lot is different. A lot of you going live, and I've heard if you go live, you really want to stay on live for about 10 to 15 minutes. Gives people a chance to see that you're going live. The content is good. Instagram rewards you for that. You get this little badge. You've gone live twice in 1 month.
For sure. Yeah, definitely. And then you get your regulars, and you start getting used to it, because you want to get used to doing it. And it's so easy to think that, oh, people don't care about this. People don't, I keep saying this or keep saying that. And I have friends too that are really tremendous. And by the way, I do host people live with April Diamond on my Instagram. And so I do a lot of interviews. I haven't done them recently, but I'm definitely getting back to that this coming week. So
you should. With all those followers, people would, pay to be on your Instagram with almost 500,000 followers.
Yeah. So so that part, like having the conversations and talking to people who do incredible things like you and more, is it means a lot. And people always message me and say, I love your interviews, April. I love the people you bring on. I never knew somebody could do that. Or it's so great to know that there's people out there that do XYZ and have this art or have this thing, or whatever it is they do. Like, people are interested in that. And I feel like, and this too, being in the industry, that there are a lot of people that do incredible things. The world never hears about them. And on the backs of these people, incredibly talented, powerful, hardworking people, there's, the other ones that we see that are famous, but we don't see the ones that are behind the scenes, like making magic, making it happen. And I like to bring those people on.
I love that you do that, because it's so important to spotlight everyone that makes a difference, because you're right. The person holding the camera, the person doing the editing, the person is just there, helping bringing your clothes to if you're on a set or whatever. Everybody matters. And I remember, doing television, being on sets, and it was those producers that appreciated every single person, from the gripper to what we call the gopher, to anyone on that stage. Everybody mattered, because we can't, without one piece of that puzzle, it doesn't go off. All we see, though, is a person on the screen. Everybody makes us look good, but all the hard work is really done behind that scene. For the average business owner to go live, I hope they will find maybe a client or a partner, somebody just to have that conversation, because everything is interesting to the right audience. If you're in insurance, or if you're in, a financial industry, there's people that want your information. They want you to share with them. You're not talking to the wrong crowd. You're talking to your crowd, people that are following you because they like you or what you do. And you're just going to amplify that. You're going to put a fire underneath that, let more people see what you do, get on that conversation, start talking to people in the industry, have somebody come on
post
and
your links, post your links,
post your links.
Videos. Post your links on social media, and like what I do, and people can know. That's the other thing too. I probably didn't post to Spotify. You can go to Spotify and listen to April Diamond and all her music there. Her being me.
Yay! We'll put up your website again, aprildiamond.com. And with that, as we close up, April, this has been great. You're so insightful, so much fun. I hope everybody will follow you on Instagram.
Thank you.
It's a great follow. You're so fun, and it'll be like being a fly on the wall on red carpets, and you do all sorts of music and openings and movie openings. It's really a lot of fun, and we feel like we're there with you, because you really draw us in. You're like, come on. So I think it's a great follow, and we're rooting you on to get consideration for the Grammy, then get a nomination, then get a win. Yes, you can. So hopeful for you, and why not? Can't win it if you're not in it. That's what I thought when I entered the Emmys. Can't win it if you're not in it. And miracles happen every day, and why not get into the big pond? Everybody started out as a non-celebrity. You never know who's next to be discovered. So with that, April,
thank you.
I want you to tell us, what is you're famous in your industry. You're this wonderful recording artist. You're also a woman, a neighbor, a friend, a daughter. Talk to us about your family dynamics, and I want you to tell us, what do you hope your legacy will be? Who do you most want to influence and have remember you, and what do you want them to remember you mostly for?
That's a really great question. I think I want to be remembered for my staying power, that I push through and I continue to follow my dream and follow the thing that I feel like I was meant to do, and that I inspired the next generation of doing the similar things or even different things than me to be able to continue. I would like women to, maybe women, there's a lot of women out there that doubt themselves and that, you know, maybe have that fear around them. Maybe the family dynamic and the friend dynamic isn't always supportive because they don't understand your dreams, and they don't understand what you're all about, and maybe you're afraid to tell them because fear can really put us in a corner. I hope I can be that voice and that person that helps people overcome that and jump over and walk over that fear and come nose to nose with that fear and say, you are not going to define me. I'd like to be known as the one that never quit. And I want to be known as the person that gets the prize. And then once I get there, I share it with everybody that goes with me. Because I think music is for sharing. I think life is for sharing. And when you bring people with you to be successful, there's no way you can lose.
Well said. Well said.
Thank
Hey,
you.
what's the worst piece of advice you ever got?
Your voice is not that great. Have you considered another job?
No. Was it somebody of influence like a Simon Cowell? Was just somebody next door to you?
No, it wasn't somebody in the industry, but I just laughed. I was like, wow, that must mean that this is going to happen.
So that made you more determined. I love that.
Yeah.
What was the best piece of advice you ever got, and who was it from?
There are a lot of people that have said a lot of incredible things. I have a huge list, but the one that resonated, that brought me here today, was my grandmother when I was 8 years old, and she said, sing, baby girl, sing. And if she didn't say that when I was sitting on the front row of my little church while she's playing the organ there, sing, baby girl, sing, I hear that you want to do it, you little introverted extrovert person, you. She knew what I was going to be, and she told me to do that. And when I finally got up the courage to do it, it changed my life, and it made me realize what I was really meant to do. So that's probably the best advice. You know, rest in peace, Grounds. Thank you for that.
I used to call my grandmother Grams too. I love that. Cute. How old were you when you realized that you wanted to sing? Like, when your grandmother was giving you that advice, were you 5 or 6, 3 or 4, 10 or 12? How old were you?
Well, it was when I had my first solo in church, and I knew that I had the bug after that, and I started to really want to sing. But to decide it as a career came when I was in college, and I was like, what's my major? Because I started off as a business major, and then I changed it to music, and suddenly
music is a business.
It was like, oh no, music? Oh no.
But again, you made it a business, so that business helps. How old were you when you were singing in church?
Little girl,
like
7, 8 years old. And then all the way through, you know, after that, I would call the pastor and go, can I sing a solo? I have another song I want to sing. He would always let me come sing. Always, always. I have to thank that pastor for, I did, for always being supportive of me. I just would come and sing, and I built up my courage there, and then went on to college and sang in musicals and performed shows, became a vocal coach, and started making records. So, you know, it like evolved. I just kept going, you know, I kept going to the next thing, and I followed the arrows.
All the arrows. And I bet your pastor is thinking, you know, you have not because you ask not. And this April is always asking. So he has to say yes, because if you don't ask, you don't get. So get out there, everyone. Ask for what you want. Get in the mix. Get it to the party. Jump in the pool. Whatever you want to call it. Get out there, because rejection is just, April got rejection. They said, oh, find a new day job. And it's actually a motivator. We've all had naysayers. Said, you're going to do what? I grew up wanting to be a rich and famous movie star. You're going to do what? But my mom always said, you can do whatever you want. You know, go for it big. And I did, and lost my way for many years. And my dream figured, well, it's never going to happen. And then it came around later on. I didn't win my Emmy Award until I was 48 years old. And I'd long been out of the industry. And it came full circle as a TV show host, not as the actress that I thought was the only pathway. So keep going, because you never know if it's going to twist or if it's going to be in a little bit different of a way than you're thinking. So keep on keeping on. Don't let the naysayers stop you. April, I'm going to give you the last words. This has been wonderful. We're cheering you on. We're following you. Put up your Instagram one more time. April Diamond Music. Go over there. Connect with her. Connect with her music. You got to hear her new song. Give us the name of that new song you got in there. I said, I Got a Secret.
It's called I Got a Secret. It's on Spotify. Go on there, follow me, download it on streaming, save it to your phone, pass it on, join the party, sing along, enjoy all my music. And yes, it's all for you, and there's more coming. And I thank you for listening.
Oh my God, that's fantastic. Good, good, good. And we'll be cheering you on for the TEDx. Can't wait to find out what the title is, what it is. We're all going to come on. I'm going to repost this again, replay this after it comes out on YouTube. I'm going to have the YouTube link below in all the descriptions to your TEDx speech. We cannot wait for you to empower and impress the world with your idea. And I can't wait to see what that is. It's an incredible experience. Welcome to the TEDx family. You so deserve it. And you're right. It's probably not going to be your last one. So exciting for that. Woo! And we'll give Rachel Weaver another plug out. Love.
Yes.
She's amazing. Rachel Weaver has an amazing PR company and a friend of ours and doing great things and helping great people like you, April, even have a bigger limelight. So thank you for this. Thank you for being on the show. I'll see you over on Instagram. Let's go do a live on Instagram. Y'all follow us over there. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Thank you, April, so much. Thank you all for listening and watching, whether you're listening in a podcast or whether you're watching on TV or on my Limelight Television Network, enjoying this show. Until next time, we hope you've learned how to earn more, live daring, take the nose and keep going anyway, and give back more. I'm your host, Aurea McGarry, and thank you again for being here on Get Celebritized. Thank you, April. Diamond Music. See you at the Grammys. I'm just putting it out there.